And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Whew. Hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OSC as we returned with our special event with, of course, the Monday night Wings of Liberty. We are here with the semifinals. We just wrapped up with the first semis. We have Mixu in the grand finals, and we're here to determine who will join him in those finals as we are jumping into another PvZ. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Daybreak, we have the blue Protoss player representing Team Little Fairy. It is Shameless. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the red Zerg player from South Korea. It is Dark. Here we go. As again, I believe this is the first time Dark is competing in Wings of Liberty, so also a new experience for Dark as well. Again, for those who remember, the Kesper teams and the Kesper players, they were actually still competing in Brood War at the time of Wings of Liberty. They did not transfer over until Heart of the Swarm, or at least kind of like the later stages of Wings and coming into Heart of the Swarm is when they switched on over and did embrace. Oh, proxy. Let's go. As we are setting up a proxy across the map, back at home, no gases whatsoever. We're going for proxy gates. How many? I would imagine at least 2. We'll keep an eye on Shameless. We'll see how committed we are. Dark back at home, happily droning on up, moving out across the map of the Overlord, soon to expand. It is going to be Hatch first out of Dark. And here comes the first gate. Also, before I forget, it's Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck in the chat. As Dark, he scouts, he checks, he confirms, he gets eyes on the Proxy 2 gate. Here's what's going on. Spawning pools on the way. Alas, Dark, he does need time here to respond. He needs time to build up. Pool into gas. Alas, will be denied the expansion, but at least he knows. At least he's aware of what's going on. And can try to set up. Taking his gases. From here, he can go into roach production. Meanwhile, the Zealots are being chronoed as we speak, and it comes down to the control. Shameless has to make sure he does not get surrounded. He's able to dive in, buy time, trade, deny mining, of course, trade with the drones, and preserve those Zealots, and snowball out of control from here. Spine Crawler's on the way. We have the Spine Crawler in the mineral line. Lings are amassing. Oh, nice round. Takes on the probe. Takes on the worker. Ling speed is on there. Interesting in KKK. So we're only going for Ling speed. We pull out of gas. No Baleen nest full up. No roaches. Just pure Ling. Second Spine Crawler. First one is about to finish, and once it finishes up, I mean, Darky can shut this down. Yeah, he kind of pushes into those spines. It's not going to happen. Lings, they bypass the Zealots. Darky defends back at home. He counterattacks with these Lings, and Dark, he's all over this. He can try to catch out reinforcements as well. Ooh, almost gets us around. The Zealot count is building up, but remember, there's no recall. Oh, I still just can't get like my head around that. I mean, again, I guess like the defensive warpins, they're better here, true, but still, that's crazy. A world without recall. As Dark has some nice SimCity, he's got his 2 Spine Crawlers. Lings, they hit the mineral line. Probe's gonna be going down. I'll say dive in. Nice hold position, Michael, with the Lings. Of course, hold position here with the drones as well. Ooh. Does buy time, shuts down the Zealots. Dark, he defends beautifully. And GG gets called as he loses everything else back at him. Dark, he takes a 1-0 lead. Whew. GG. Very crisp response here out of Dark, just setting up those Spine Crawlers, bypassing the main army, able to hold position micro his Lings and hold position his drones as well. GG. GG, well played. Dark completely shut that down. Despite the later scout as well. So good reactions here out of Dark. Deals with it well, and with that, we're getting to game number 2. We're going to be following our players here. Dark takes the lead, and we'll see how Shameless will adjust his approach. Oh boy. Did try to spice things up with the initial cheese. We'll see if we go for something more standard here instead. Do we commit into another kind of proxy? And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. We do apologize for that delay, but we will not be loading into Whirlwind, as unfortunately we did have some issues coming into and loading into the map. Instead, we are going to be loading into something very different. Because it's all about family. Let's go. We are loading into Ohana, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ohana, we have the blue Zerg player, the blue Zerg from South Korea. It is Dark. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player for Little Fairy. It is Shameless. Here we go. Again, for those who are curious, the reason why we could not load into Whirlwind is because Shameless is having a hard time loading and downloading maps that are not ladder maps in the map pool, and Whirlwind was not a part of the ladder map pool back in Wings of Liberty. It was a part of the tournament map pool for GSL, but not a part of the ladder. So there's no ladder edition, there's no LE version of Whirlwind, so because of that, we will not be playing on that map. Instead, we're going straight into Ohana instead. Let's go. Here again, two-player spawn map. When it comes to our bases, when it comes to the map itself, it is a lot more defendable on two bases. A very narrow ramp coming into the natural, so very defendable here on two bases, as we have the setup for a cannon rush. The forge has been placed and the probe is moving out. Let's go. I was going to say that it's quite defendable here on 2 and 3 bases. This third base is also very secure, as you can knock down these rocks, you gain access to your own natural, and likewise just focus and centralize your defenses here at the forward location. But forget about expanding, forget about the natural, forget about the third, because we are opening up forge with some cannons. Probe is moving out. We can see Dark setting up on the low ground here, and here comes the cannon rush. As the probe is spotted, Overlord will see everything to be seen. Forge now done. No setup here on the low ground, and do we just expand? Do we just take the gateway and go for the natural? I guess just forge fast expand. Let's go. As we wait a little bit longer, there it is, and the natural will not be taken. So forge into expanded, no cannon rush whatsoever. Let's go. Again, this kind of opener is no longer a thing in modern SC2. You no longer need to. With your SimCity, with shield batteries as well, it is quite safe to open up with a gate cyber expand, or with even just a gate expand in general. But alas, without that kind of defensive capability in Wings of Liberty, something like cannons at times could be safer here instead. So very much so an older school way of playing and opening up, but viable, you know, for Wings of Liberty. As Shameless is across the map and settling in. Let's go. Is cannon rushing Zerg's even a thing? Of course! We've seen many a Zerg player cannon rushed. Of course, of course. I think recently we saw Hero cannon rush Dark, actually. I say recently, you know, maybe a month ago. So now, going to be settling in. Shameless can now set up his expansion, going for the Cyber Core. Walling up, and walling up. Behind this Dark, rushing to a very fast Roach Warren. Let's go. Going for the gate. Just going for the hatch gas pool into Roach Warren. Most likely going for a rush across the map. I'm a little bit less convinced about Roach rushes here, but we'll see how they play out. Considering the kind of game state that we have, what I'm referring to is because of the wall off that we have here for Shameless, he's going to be stuck on 2 bases that much longer. He's not going to be expanding any a third, so if Dark commits into a Roach all-in, pushing up this ramp is not going to be easy here. Considering there are no Ravagers, of course, there's no Ravagers, there's going to be limited capability to break through this wall. Not impossible, but we'll see. As it is going to be a Stargate follow-up at a Shameless, not a Robo. It's going to be Stargate. Roaches are massing, Lings as well. Darky's cutting workers at 23. He is going for an all-in. Okay, is going all-in. Is cutting his economy. And the biggest problem right now is that Shameless doesn't know. Shameless, he hasn't seen the natural, he hasn't seen the main. He doesn't know about the Roaches, doesn't know about the all-in. Likewise, he has no control of the map, he has no control of the Zarnagas. Ooh, so this may still work anyway. This may just catch Shameless completely off guard. As he's still working towards Warp Gates. Stargate is now done. It's just the one cannon, just the one Void Ray is on the way, thankfully. but it's just the one cannon to hold the line. Dark, he's committing. Void Ray is being chronoed as we speak. The army has arrived. Ooh. And despite the Void Ray popping out, Warp Gate is going to be denied. Takes down the cannon. Does focus on the Cyber Core. We have cannons on the way. The Void Ray will pop, but at least they should be able to flood in. They should be able to surround that Stalker and go for the kill, go for the... Yes, no, the Exorcist pylon! No, the pylon goes down. Depowers everything. Not like this. That Void Ray has a lot of work to do. We'll kill everything eventually, but the probes are going down one after the other. Against Shameless, he had no idea what was coming his way. He did not scout, was not aware. He was stuck at home. And Dark, he does break through. You have some cannons in the mineral lines with the roaches. They do so well here, just focusing down the cannon, the probes. So far, 21 probe kills. And Dark, he will overwhelm. He will overwhelm this. Again, just the one Void Ray. If Shameless was aware, if he even had the Zonaga, then maybe he would have been able to respond with extra cannons, extra side defense, to keep everything powered, to hold the line that much longer, to produce a second Void Ray. But last, it's too late for that. And with that, 0 probes. 0 workers left. And Dark, he will be able to take this. Meanwhile, a big shout out to Nenu XO. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pappy. Thanks so much for the raid. We do appreciate it. And GG, Dark, he will take game 2. GG, Dark, he will take game number 2. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nenu. Sorry, I was a little bit focused on the game itself, but thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session. I'm assuming you were laddering. I'm assuming you were playing StarCraft, so thank you so much. And welcome, welcome, one and all, to the Monday Night Wings of Liberty. This is a special event. Usually, we have an open cup. Usually, it's the biggest on Monday. Usually, it's just an open tournament here in Wings in Legacy of the Void. But this week, we have a very special Wings of Liberty edition instead, where our players here are competing and playing on the latest patch, I should say the last patch before Heart of the Swarm of Wings of Liberty. Oh boy. That's what we are playing on. And we're in the semifinals. We have Mixu waiting in the grand finals. Mixu is the Finnish Zerg player, and we're here to confirm which of these two will face off against him. Will it be Dark? Will it be Shameless, a Protoss, or a Zerg? Dark, he does take a massive lead. So far, it's been a very short series. Game 1, Shameless went for a Proxy 2-gate. Game 2, we saw Shameless go for a Forge Fast Expand. Dark, he was one to go for an all-in, and now we're loading into Game 3. I'm hoping for a back and forth. I'm hoping for a longer series. I'm hoping for some mid-game. But Dark himself is also a very aggressive player. I don't think he really wants to play the mid-game here. We'll see if Shameless can survive. Let's go. Fun fact, Whirlwind was in the ladder in 2016. Yes, as we did mention, Whirlwind was in the ladder back in Legacy of the Void. That's when it did hit the field. That's when I do remember it. I remember watching TY playing on Whirlwind. Do you recall watching GSL? It's crazy to think that even back in 2016, it was a case for a long time where it took a long time for maps to be rotated in, and to actually have newer maps in the map pool was definitely an issue for a long time, even back then. I mean, Jesus, how long did we have Abyssal Reef? Like, we had Abyssal Reef for like over a year? It's very long time. Same with Overgrowth. We had Overgrowth for a long time. It will take quite some time for maps to be rotated in and out when it comes to the season of the ladder map pool. Here we go. Whirlwind was the map I beat my first GM player. Let's go. Let's go. As we're loading into game number 3 and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Antigua Shipyard, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, leading the series 2-0. It is Dark. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Protoss player for Team Little Fairy. It is Shameless. Yo, shout out to Psycons in the chat. Gab, thank you so much. Thank you so much for subscribing once again for 4 months in a row. For 4 months, for 2 months in a row. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the support. We do appreciate it always, Pappy always, as we do welcome you all to Antigua Shipyard. Interesting. A very large main base once again. We even have some steam vents here to hide a proxy pylon. I remember watching a game on Antigua Shipyard where there was a proxy pylon here. And we saw some warp ins right into the main. Do recall points of elevation to get into the main base as well. Likewise, a ramp coming into the natural does make it that much more secure. It's a bit of a wider ramp, but a ramp nonetheless, so a secure 2-base setup here for Shameless. The third base, likewise, also looking very secure. I mean, we can knock down these rocks, that is true, but still, it is a smaller third right next to the natural. Likewise, 2 ramps coming into it, so it looks like a really secure 3-base setup here on Antigua Shipyard. The fourth is a different story. The fourth is much more exposed, much more much more out the open. We have a very exposed goal base here where you can attack from almost a 360 surround. Likewise, the fourth on the right hand side is also very isolated as well. So it looks like if we can get to a 4-way setup, it can be a little bit more awkward. But there it is. Once again, we have a Forge, Fast, Expand economic opener here out of Shameless. I would assume that, well, as I say that, there is no overloading position. Darky will spot this, and if Shameless intends to cannon rush, Dark should be able to shut it down. The cannon rush is attempted. If you recall, we did assume it was a cannon rush in the last game, but oh no! The drones almost get the surround. Pylon does complete. And the first cannon's on the way. So far, good setup here by Shameless. More boys being pulled. Can he get these cannons up and running? Ooh, as it looks like one of them should complete. Oh, sorry, that's one cannon. One cannon here for Shameless. And it's not going to finish. Yeah, it's not going to complete. Stark, he completely shuts it down. No, he shuts down the cannon rush. Oh, and this is a big investment. This is a big investment for Shameless, and it's not working out well for him. The cannon gets surrounded once again. Not good enough positioning. Likewise, the probe is under fire. Darky's hunting it down. Oh, he gets it. The probe falls. The cannon rush fails. Dark can go back to mining, and Shameless, he will expand. The cannon rush does fail here. That was a big investment. 2 pylons, multiple cannons, multiple cancellations here. Shameless trying to transition out of this, but Dark, I would say, is in a better position, as he's already mining from the natural. He is already mining. I remember playing Abyssal Reef several years ago already. I don't recall it leaving the map pool for that long. Yeah, it was in there for a while. I mean, it's back, so technically it's still there. Este Abyssal Reef. Here we go. As there's a cannon on the way. You see Shameless trying to set up here on the low ground, trying to wall up. And Darky's free to drone. And the big question is, when does Dark take his gases, and how aggressive is he going to be? How tech heavy is he going to be? Here we go. As pylons are being cleaned up. Shameless, last time he attempted to open up Stargate, as 2 links slip in. They disrupt the mining. No major kills. But they slip into the bases. Delaying mining time. Cybercore is almost done. And from here we can go for a Robo, Twilight Council, or Stargate. Where does Shameless take us? Where are we dropping? Not sure canceling was a good idea there. They were really well placed. If you're referring to the cannon rush, I mean, Dark was already focusing down the cannons. Like, unfortunately, the cannons weren't going to finish because of the DPS from the drones. The cannons weren't going to complete. Like, Dark, he did shut it down. And now Dark is getting his third. Once again, Stargate follow-up out of Shameless. Most likely Void Ray first. And this time Dark is droning. He's droning, he's getting a third base, now taking his gases, delayed gases for Dark, which means we can embrace a longer game state for the first time this series. Game 1 and Game 2 were hyper aggressive. Here we can finally macro coming into Game 3. They lack surface because of the minerals, no? They did lack surface area, but they were still doing enough damage. Based on the DPS output of those drones, the cannons weren't going to complete. Just because of the surround as well. I think Dark, he had 3 or 4 drones attacking if referring to the cannon here, and likewise the cannon in the middle run as well. There were only 2 cannons. Bearing in mind, I did misspeak at the time. There was only 1 cannon here, and the building that was on the right was a pylon, not a second cannon. So this was a pylon, so just 1 cannon, and the one that was here was surrounded. Yeah. So that's my mistake as well. I thought that the second one was the cannibals pylon. Yeah. I thought so initially too. Yeah. All good. I thought so as well. It was a pylon. Oh my god. Meanwhile, we're rushing into a fleet beacon. Oh my god. Fleet beacon is on the way for Shameless. Which means we're trying to rush into Skytoss. Okay. Bold move. As the Void Ray is hunting down Overlords, denying vision, denying any kind of map presence from Dark. As we rush into the mothership. Mothership's on the way. Let's go. Yo, before the night ends, can we see a vortex? Can we vortex the army? Can we pull it off? As interesting. Oh, okay. So we are rushing into the mothership. We're not making anything out of the Stargate, and we're going for a massive ground switch. We have 6 gates on the way. That's going to be a 7-gate setup here on 2 bases from Shameless. It's going to be an all-in. Did I say 7 gates? Getting, oh my god, he's not stopping. Jesus. Throwing down even more. Getting up to 8. So it's going to be an 8-gate setup here from Shameless. 2 base all-in. Mothership into everything else. Sentries are building up. Now, the mothership can recall, so we could see Shameless try to skirt around the edge of the map and try to recall right into the main and try to force field the ramp. That could be an option for Shameless with those sentries. I mean, we have seen many a game in the past in the history of StarCraft end like that, where you rush into the mothership, you recall into the main, you force field the ramp, and then you just end it then and there, as there's just no answer for the Zerg. There it is, mothership has arrived. Yo, the passive cloak. Let's go. Oh no! Oh, Ling's a scout. Ling, I believe, did see the mothership. Did confirm. Queens are massing up. Darky supply blocked. Ooh, Dropper Lords. I like this. Oh, sorry, not Dropper Lords. We do have our Infestor upgrade on the way. Borrow, Tunneling Claws. For some reason, I was like, oh, yo, if we get Dropper Lords, we can actually drop back into the main. But that's not happening. Mothership's moving out. Again, we're setting up for the recall. What do we have? We have mass sentries, zealots, stalkers. Like, again, the win condition for Shameless is to fight his way to the ramp. But you can see Dark, because it's on the mothership, he is split up. Oh, I say that. Is he pushing? Yeah, Roaches are somewhat in position. They can reactively go into the main. And again, all Dark has to do is just make sure that this area does not get force fielded. He's setting up. Overseer's on the way. Here comes the mothership. And Darky's already waiting. Already in position. Yeah, the recall is going to be denied. Queens, they dive in. Mothership taking a lot of hits. Up. Takes a lot of damage. Oh my god, there's a fumble. There's the recall. But alas, mothership goes down. The army gets surrounded. And Shameless is going to lose everything here. He gets collapsed upon. The Zealots are stuck on the cliff. No, they can't help. GG, good luck. And Dark will take the series 3-0. Will advance on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. I appreciate the attempted recall there. Unfortunately, it got scouted ahead of time. Darky saw the mothership. You could see that Darky had already pre-split his army. The potency, the power behind that build is the surprise factor, is to be able to catch your opponent off guard and to sneak across the map to get into that main base. It is possible, but alas, not here, not this time. GG. GG. Here we go. So we are getting into our grand finals. And I'm curious if the finals is going to be a PvZ. Okay. Let's go. Now, if you've been watching StarCraft as of late, you would know that Dark has been off racing. Dark has been playing a lot of Protoss. He's been playing a lot of Protoss. Oh, but he's saying he can random. Let's go. So Dark he's been playing a lot of Protoss, specifically against Zerg. For those that have been missing out, in Alima League, in Pegasaur Monday, in the Wardy TV Monday, in many online events so far, Dark, he has been avoiding ZvZ and he's been playing Protoss. He's been playing Protoss instead. So Dark, he's still deciding what race he's going to play. Is deciding.